crafting friends, I'm Pebbles. Welcome to my channel, Koala's Creations. In my community tab, I gave everyone an opportunity to get to know me. So if you wanted to ask me a question, you just wrote it down and then I would answer it in today's video. So we'll start off with the first question from Crafts and Tea with Janet K. She wants to know, what is your favorite paper collection? Honestly, I don't have a favorite paper collection. I love all kinds of paper. I love this new paper I found. It's from Minte. It's absolutely gorgeous. I also love Authentique. I mean, look at this paper. Isn't it gorgeous? Then there's Bow Bunny. I mean, every different designer has something a little different to give. So I can't say I just love one. I love Cartabella. I just love them all. I mean, look at Doodlebug. How cute is this? Who ever thought to put a smiley face on a cupcake? Kudos to you. Adorable. Then we have Echo Park. I mean, look at these animals. I love the zoo, and this is just beautiful paper. And then, of course, Graphic 45. Oh my goodness, they have gorgeous paper. And then Photo Play. I absolutely love their paper too. I just love this kitty collection. Prima has elegant paper. I mean, check this out. Isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? Stamperia. I have this Orchids and Cats. Oh my goodness. And then Little Birdie. I love Little Birdie paper. They have the cutest paper. And they even have matching ephemera. And the prices are reasonable. And then Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby. I mean, look at this. All this paper. And you have stickers and ephemera. $5.99. And Paper Studio goes on sale like every couple weeks. So this is like $3 for all this paper. So, Janet, unfortunately, I can't really say that I like only one paper collection. I don't really have a favorite. I love them all. Okay, and how did you get your channel name? Well, my channel name came from Koala's. When I was younger, my Aunt Bessie purchased Koala for me. My koala looked similar to this, and my sister had the smaller koala. And so my grandpa called my koala Koalitas, which means little koala. And my dad was an artist, and he would just use like, he painted. So he would make beautiful creations on canvas. So I thought about it in honor of both of them and the memory of both of them, Koala's Creations. That's how I came up with my channel name. And what is your crafting style? That is a good question. I have not figured that out yet. I like to craft everything. I watch people on YouTube and I'm like, wow, that is amazing. I want to try this. I love 3D things. I like paper craft things. I love jewelry. I like yarn. You name it. I see it and I'm like, wow, I like to try that. So if I had to just pick one crafting style, it would probably be paper crafts because that's mostly what I have. So I guess I would have to say paper crafting. And then Lorraine asked, how long have you been paper crafting? Now I had to call my mom because my mom and I started, it was over 20 years ago, not quite 25, but over 20 years ago, we would go together to different crafting stores. Now back then, there was crafting stores and they had these huge die cutting machines called AccuCuts, I believe, and you could just do your die cuts. You would go to the store, pick out your paper, and pay for the paper, and then you could just die cut. They had die cuts all over, and you just pick the die cut you wanted, and you would just cut, and all you paid for was the paper. It was wonderful. Unfortunately, slowly, all those paper crafting stores went away, and so I've been kind of in and out of paper crafting for 25 years. And what is your favorite item to craft, to paper craft? That's a good question. I had to think about that, but I think I love to make journals, definitely. I love to make 3D things. And recently I just really love making ephemera. been working with this Let's Do Die Cutting Monday and Embellish With Us on Wednesdays, a collab. It's an open collaboration, and I really love taking my die cuts and embellishing them. So maybe ephemera for right now. Who knows? It might change later on. Okay, and then from Gina Loves to Craft. How long have you been paper crafting? I think it was between 20 and 25 years. And how did I get into crafts? I remember a long time ago, my friend Cheryl, she was involved with something called Creative Memories. And I believe Creative Memories is still around. And she would make these gorgeous scrapbooks. And she's like, oh, you know, why don't you make some scrapbooks? And then she showed me how to use the stamps and how to make scrapbook pages. And I would start scrapbooking for my daughter. And that was many, many years ago. It must have been at least 25 years ago. So that's probably when I started, you know, paper crafting. When I was in high school, I took a woodworking class because I like building stuff. So that was a lot of fun. So I believe that I've always probably liked crafting since, who knows, since I was young, I guess. How did you get into crafts? Like I said, it was with Cheryl. I believe was probably the beginning of the paper crafting because we started with the scrapbooking. What is your most used tool? Definitely my paper cutter. I can't cut a straight line to save my life. Honestly, I have to use a paper cutter. If it's going to be straight, it needs to be with the cutter because I'll take the scissors and I'll be cutting and next thing I know, it'll be diagonal or not quite right. So yeah, definitely my paper cutter. And then Stacy at Stacyism says, how long have you been a YouTuber? I've been a YouTuber. I believe I started back in April of 2021. So it's probably been, we're in November now, about a year and 6 months, I believe. And who is your crafty bestie? Well, I don't want to say I have a crafty bestie. When I think about crafty besties, I think about when I first started YouTube. And let me tell you how I got my start. My mom and I, like I said, we went to different craft stores and we loved to do our die cutting and stuff. And we would this was like before I remember watching YouTube. But when we started watching YouTube, I remember watching YouTubers like The Posh Paper Lady, A Lyric Lover, Crafts by Caitlin. Those were kind of the ones that I started watching. And then I remember that The Posh Paper Lady had mentioned something about B&D Crafts, who is Brian. And Brian, she was promoting his channel. He had been like one of her first subscribers. So I had checked out Brian's channel, and Brian was doing what was it? Oh, A to Z collaboration with Leslie Bromfield. Little did I know that Leslie Bromfield lived all the way across the pond in the UK. But I did get a hold of her and asked if I could participate in her open collaboration. And she's like, oh yeah, that's great. And I remember she had a Facebook page called Paper Craft Swaps Projects and More. So I became involved with that. And I met people, I've met a lot of crafters through that Facebook page. And I was the American coordinator, I guess you could say. And then there was a moderator, excuse me. I was the American moderator for that page. And then the other UK moderators were Bex at Bex Crafts and Jessica Marvel Crafts, Jessica at Jessica Marvel Crafts. And so I've known those ladies since the beginning. I also have known Pretty B30, who is Blanca, because Blanca was involved in our Paper Craft Swaps Projects and More. And there's a lot of other crafters. And I could mention all of them, but I probably need to write them down. And I don't want to not mention someone because I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. But I would have to say for a crafty bestie, it would have to be probably the people that I first met when I started this YouTube journey. But I'm always looking to meet new crafting friends, and as time goes on, we will be crafty besties also. Do you participate in private swaps? Yes, I do. If you had to choose between stickers or die cuts, oh my goodness, that is a tough one, Stace. That is a real tough one. I love die cuts. But stickers, I have loved stickers since I was a child. I remember going to school, and when I make a good grade, I'd get a little smiley sticker on my paper, so I'd have to say stickers. And then Bex at Bex Crafts, 1030, she says, what is it that made you love koalas? Well, I remember for Christmas, like I mentioned, my Aunt Bessie gave me a koala for Christmas. And I don't know, I just love their big fluffy ears and their little nose, and I was just in love with the koala ever since then. Rose at Crafting Rose, what crafting tool you couldn't live without? My paper cutter. I can't cut a straight line. I honestly would have to have a paper cutter. I love my paper cutter that my husband bought me though. It's a paper cutter and a scorer too. Oh, it's wonderful. I think that's a tool I couldn't live without. And then her other question is, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be? It would be Brisbane, Australia, because I want to visit the Australia Zoo. Steve Irwin, his family has ran that zoo for quite a while. You know, Steve Irwin, he was a crocodile hunter. I loved watching his show. I was really upset when he passed away. It was such a tragedy. And I absolutely, that is on my bucket list. I'm going to go to that Australia Zoo, and I am going to pet a koala. That is like on my bucket list. So that's where I would go if I could go anywhere in the world. And then Melody Maid asks, what are your goals for next year with your channel? Definitely use my stash. You can see my stuff behind me. Yeah, that's just one wall. My sister calls me an organized, since my stuff is organized nice, but I have a lot of stuff. So I definitely need to start using my stash. And then I also want to be more involved with swaps and different giveaways. I also want to meet new crafty friends. The crafting world here on YouTube is just amazing. We have just such an amazing bunch of crafty friends out here, and I just want to meet more crafty friends and be involved in their challenges and their giveaways and supporting their channels. And that's my goals for next year. And then Diana at Diana Loves Colors. What kind of work do you do? What kind of work do you think I do, Diana? Let's see. What do you guys think? What's your guesses? Do you have it? I'm a nurse. That's what I do for a living. And then besides crafting, do you have other hobbies? I love to travel. My husband and I would travel, you know, even if it was just an hour away. We love traveling. We like to check out different coffee shops. We definitely like to support small businesses. So we'll go to like small coffee shops instead of the big coffee shops. We like to try out new restaurants. We like to go to different downtowns. We like to do outdoor things, hiking. I just love to go to Lake Michigan and walk along the sand, but definitely love traveling. And I love the ocean, so we travel towards the ocean too. So yeah, definitely traveling is one of my other hobbies. Well, thank you everyone for staying here and listening to all my questions and all my answers. I hope you learned a few things about me and my trusty koala. My mom actually purchased this koala for me a while ago at Build-A-Bear, and if you press his little paw, it doesn't do it anymore, but it was my mom singing happy birthday to me. It was a birthday present from my mom. And this is the same koala that you see in the beginning of my videos. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you everyone for spending time with me today. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a positive comment. I hope everyone has an awesome rest of the week. Stay safe, stay positive, and keep crafting. Bye, my crafting friends.